Yes, we are back. My last video did 76 views, 76k on Instagram, but that's with push ads as well, so that's decent, that one. And I think this one we're doing chess, which should be, which is my favorite, should be a good.
Alright, yes, the ISO is on to bench press. Like, I don't know, my friends think I'm a bit mad because I start with 60s. I don't warm up, but my first set I do start with 60s or 70s. I do 10 reps of those. Then I drop, I think I drop like 5 to 10 kilos, so I'll probably go down to 55 or 50s. But the lowest I'll lift is 40s. But please do try to get your form, man. If you do, you get the same facial expression as me. If you don't crank these, you're soft. Cause the incline dumbbell press. These are the most goaded exercises. This does target more of your upper chest. And whenever I do start these, I start with usually 25s. But I already done my workout, and then I recorded this. So I was a bit tired, but I do start with 25s, 27s, and then 30s. So obviously that's three different sets. And also, don't let your arms go too wide, because if you do, the form goes off. But do go with the waist that you can handle, and just go with comfortability until you can lift heavier. And obviously, we're back to the classic Smith machine. Alright, when it does come to the Smith machine, depending on the day, I do usually like to start with two 20s and two 10s, which does come to 60 plus the bar. I don't know if that weighs 7 kilos or however much it does, but that usually is the first set. And then the second, I add a 5. And at the end of it, I do try to go towards, I don't know, I try to reach 40 if possible. And this is my last set. I didn't want to put too many sets into it, but for my last set, I do try to go a bit slower and keep the form as neat as possible. And like you just literally gotta go through the burn, wherever you feel, just go through it. And yeah, I think that's a third exercise there. Yes, the chest flies. I don't know, I've seen so many people post different ways of doing this. People tend to sit a lot closer towards the edge, and that does help, but I prefer to just stay seated as normal and just try to keep my form as neat as possible. But I am going to change the angle, and you do really see that this does target the chest. So form first and then worry about the weight. I do three sets of these. I start with my 75s, 89s, and whatever's next. And I don't know, I always do end my exercise with this workout here. Honestly, I don't even know what this one's called. I honestly forgot, but I do three sets of these, and I do feel like this does give me that last blood pump that I do want towards my chest. And obviously now we're doing arms, and I don't know. For me, if I'm doing chest, I'm gonna do arms. If I'm doing shoulders, I'm gonna do arms. Arms are always I don't know. It's always a little sauce on the top of it. So I think I do three sets of these. I start with the 28s, the 32s, and whatever we've got next. And just to finish off, I think I do three sets of these, and I start with my 30. No, I do start with the 28s just to warm my arms up, and then after the 28, I go to, I think it's 32, and then 36. And I feel like in the last couple of sets of mine, I try to get as much pump as possible. Now, I don't know, I've got this weird addiction. I don't know, and it's always towards the end of my sets or end of my workout. I love to do pull-ups. And I don't know, this first pull up I'm about to do now, I don't know if it's like a reverse type of thing, but I do four sets of these towards the end of my workout. And yeah, I don't know, it's just something that's a little fancy, a little, what's that thing called? Calisthenics that I try to do towards the end. But yeah, we do four of these. And yeah, I think that's it. So, the end of my workout, I do check my pump, and as you can see, my chest does look a bit inflated. So yeah, we did get that pump that we do want. And I don't know, I've obviously started from a very small figure, so whenever I do go to the posing room, I always do tend to check myself out. But it's not like on some dickhead stuff. It's more of like, alright, cool, we came from this to this, so it's always bliss and it's always blessed. But I do appreciate you watching, and obviously I am saying different words than what's in the video, and that's because yeah, my mic wasn't recording, but I appreciate you watching, and yeah, be around.